About a month before I go on vacation, I change one line in my email signature and I make it red. I'm out of the office, be back in 4 weeks. And then I sit down and do something that nobody ever sees. I take out a piece of paper and I write down every one of my teams by name. Who owns what, who decides what happens when something goes off and I'm not there to address it. And not because I don't trust my teams, it's because I actually do. If you're new to my channel, I'm Barbara Brain-Swapska and I run Sky AI Consultants. I help founders and business owners build teams that don't need them in a room to function and integrating AI to streamline their operations. But that's not where I learned this. I learned this over the last 25 years building and running 3 high-performing teams that have to function whether I'm in the office or across the world. And that red line in my signature is not a wish, it's actually a fact. Not because I got lucky hiring the right people, it's because I trained them to run without me. And everything I'm about to tell you, I share based on my own experience. So here's what I know after all these years. The leaders who can't step away are not the ones that hire wrong people, are actually the ones who built the wrong system. They built documentation and called it a team. You know the drill. You sat down and you wrote out the process, every step. You created a checklist. You walked everybody through and you made sure everybody was on the same page. And the first week, they all followed it perfectly. Week 2, they had a question that you didn't write down. Week 3, something broke and your document didn't tell them what to do, so they came to you. And by week 4, they stopped opening the document because it was faster to ask you because you always have the answers. And now you're back at doing it yourself because it's easier than explaining it one more time. Does that sound familiar? You didn't build a team that runs on its own. You created a checklist that needs a babysitter. And that's not your fault because every book, every course, every consultant told you the same thing. Write down your processes, create SOPs, train your team. But what nobody told you is that creating documentation is not a team. It's the starting point and not the finish line. A self-led team doesn't wait to be checked in on. They think, they decide, and they follow through. The team tells you when something feels off before it even breaks. It gets better without you being in a room, and it handles things that you didn't even plan for. And that's the difference between a team that runs on its own and the file that just sits in a SharePoint. So ask yourself these 3 questions. Number 1, can it tell me when it's broken, or do I find out when a client calls and I'm already putting out fires? Number 2, can it improve without me, or does every change wait for me and I have to rewrite it and then retrain everybody? And number 3, can it handle an exception, or does it fall apart the minute someone calls in sick or the client requests something off script? And if the answer is no to any of these questions, you do not have a self-led team yet. You have people constantly waiting on you. So here is what turns documentation into a team that can run without you. And it's literally just 3 moves. First, build around outcomes, not tasks. And most leaders will hand a list to a team, schedule a call, send a welcome email, collect the form. That's a checklist. The checklist does never tell your team what success looks like. So when something is off, they don't see it. They just keep checking the check boxes. So instead, give them an outcome. Client onboarded in 5 days. Shows up to the first call prepared. Rates the experience 8 or higher. Now they know exactly what they're aiming for. And when outcome is not what it's supposed to be, they are the ones that see it first. Number 2, create decision rules, not decision makers. So this is the one that most people miss. Follow up if the client seems confused. It's a judgment call, and every judgment call will actually come back to you for a decision. So instead, replace it with a clear rule. If there is no login in 48 hours, the follow-up email goes out automatically. If there is no response in 5 days, a team member schedules a call. If still nothing in 2 more days, then it escalates. So there's no more guessing and checking in with you what should be done next. And this is where AI actually plays a huge role. The rules, the reminders, the follow-ups, the check-ins, that's the work that I hand off to a machine, and not to replace the team, to free up the team to do the things that only humans can do, the judgment. Number 3, it measures itself. So you've trained your team, you documented everything, and then you never implemented a way to check if it's actually working. So you're operating on a feeling. A self-led team has the numbers in front of them at all times. Time to complete, completion rate, satisfaction rate, hours spent, visible every single week, not given to them once in a quarter. Because if your team can't see how it's doing in real time, then it can't fix itself. And if it can't fix itself, then you're becoming the fix every single time. So let me tell you what this actually costs, because it's not just time. You spend months on this. You paid for the consultant. You built SOPs everybody promised would buy you back time. And yet you still can't take a full weekend off. You're the one that gets a text message on Saturday. You're the one who knows where everything lives. You're the one holding it, and the moment you put it down, it starts to break. So you pick it back up every single time. And from outside, it looks like it's working because the documents exist, the team is trained, the processes are written down, and you look productive. But productive and free are 2 completely different things. And that's the cause of the team that can't run without you. It doesn't just fail to help you, it drains you, while it makes you feel like you're doing the right thing. So here's what I want you to do. Pick one thing, just one. Pick the one that frustrates you the most, the one where you're always the answer. And please don't add any more documentation, and definitely don't make the SOP any longer. Add the outcome, add the decision, add the measurement, and let the AI carry the parts that should never be touched by a human. Build that to run, not to be followed. I still change that one line in my signature to red every single year. And I still sit down with a piece of paper and map out what everybody owns. But then I leave. And that quiet work that I do before I leave is the exact reason why my phone doesn't ring on my vacation. And it's not because my teams need me any less. It's because I actually finally built something that doesn't need me at all. If you want to see which part of your team is still waiting on you, that's exactly what the self-led team diagnostic is for. In 10 minutes, it will show you where you're still a bottleneck. The link is in the description below. I hope this video gave you some ideas on how you can start creating your own self-led team and finally step away. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe.